Here at LJMU, we're committed to finding sustainable solutions in the global effort to combat the climate crisis. In 2020, we declared a climate emergency, and in 2022 created our Climate Action Plan with the aim of being net zero carbon.
Net zero means achieving a balance between the greenhouse gases emitted and removed from the atmosphere by reducing emissions as much as possible and offsetting residual emissions, which are extremely difficult to eliminate. Offsetting, which includes removing greenhouse gases from the atmosphere through restoring natural environments. It's a last resort, and avoiding and reducing emissions should be the priority.
So net zero carbon does not mean zero energy consumption. We will still be a significant energy user in 2035 and beyond, as we require energy to provide heat and electricity to our buildings and our equipment, and also to provide all the services required for supporting our students reach their academic potential. However, we do need to reduce the amount of energy we use and make our buildings highly energy efficient.
Our net zero target covers our Scope 1 and 2 emissions. This includes the direct emissions from the assets we own and control, such as our gas boilers and vehicles, as well as indirect emissions from the electricity we consume, where the emissions occur off campus at power stations. To understand how we could achieve this, in 2023 we commissioned a decarbonisation plan. Now, a key finding of this was that the electrification of heat is a priority. This means that instead of using gas boilers as we do now, we need to switch to electricity to heat our buildings. There is a UK ambition to decarbonise the national grid by 2035, and every year more and more renewable energy is added to the network, making it one of the fastest decarbonising electricity systems in the world. As we move to electric heating, our carbon footprint should therefore significantly reduce.
An example of this would be to replace gas boilers with air source heat pumps, which has already been done in the Henry Cotton building and has reduced carbon emissions by around 30%.
In working towards our net zero target, we've developed our Carbon Management Plan, which sets out how we can target our decarbonisation activity over the next 6 years. Some of the key actions within the plan include:
install air source heat pumps in more buildings,
install more solar panels,
upgrade to LED lighting across campus,
improving the insulation, window glazing and draft proofing our buildings,
ensuring efficient use of space to optimise energy use,
improving the data we capture on energy use so that we can better target areas on campus,
switching to electric when vehicles are due to be upgraded.
The Carbon Management Plan also sets out targets to reduce our Scope 3 emissions for the first time, and these account for 90% of our carbon footprint. They include emissions from activities that aren't directly controlled by us, but are a consequence of our activity, such as our staff and student commuting and business travel, emissions from waste, and most significantly, the emissions from our vast supply chain.
Some of the targets to reduce our Scope 3 emissions include:
reducing waste,
reducing water consumption,
reducing the carbon impact of our procurement. This includes our IT equipment and construction materials,
reducing carbon impact of staff and student travel for both commuting and business or field trips,
encouraging carbon and sustainability improvements in student accommodation.
You can read our Carbon Management Plan and the summary on our Carbon and Energy page.